always thought the loudest thing in a shootout was when your gun goes click instead of bang. Turns out, it's the giant blue baby head in a business suit shrieking KPIs at me while swinging a knife like he's conducting a performance review.
There you are! Where are my deliverables? I'm trying to start those key performance indicator. Optimize your last words!
And somehow, it keeps happening. Welcome to Whole, a low-resolution, single-player, first-person extraction shooter. And if that sentence already feels confusing, don't worry. That's the most normal thing you're going to hear today. You wander around ruined places, fighting strangers over fridges with rubber ducks placed on top. You collect loot, complete tasks, and escape through microwave hatches. Or die trying. Whole feels like a fever dream you didn't remember having until it started happening again. Whole begins before you even press start. No cutscenes, no tutorials, no loading screens. It does not introduce itself. It simply places you somewhere and waits to see if you notice. You spawn facing a wall, and carved into it are 3 faces. Remember them. They will be the people hunting you down. You assume this is a loading screen. It isn't. The instant you twitch your mouse, Whole quietly acknowledges you're alive. You turn around and see it. A pistol floating above a folding metal chair. You pick it up. Reload. Click. Right. You've got to rack the slide. You fire through the barricade and step into darkness. Floating there, softly humming, is your first miracle. A microwave. It then gives you its first instruction. Turn on. So you turn it on. The ground rots. Black dirt spreads. Golden spikes erupt from the floor like something ancient is trying to cage you in. And then it offers its second instruction. Fall. So you fall. You fall into another life, another loop. Your little ritual. Reload. Chamber. Fall. You land in an office. Fluorescent lights. Cubicles. Dead silence in the corridors. Except for the gunfire. And something else. A kind of otherworldly alien chattering. Like insects arguing inside a radio. Voices that don't follow language so much as crawl across it. And then you see it. The 3 factions. Red, yellow, blue. Donning corresponding masks. And carved into all of their masks, those faces again. The same 3 from the sewer wall. Watching. Judging. Like they followed you here. These aren't teams. These aren't AI. These are mistakes that learned to sprint, and they decided that you are also a mistake! there tearing each other apart over a golden ducky fridge that will dematerialize after a time or the moment you dare open it, spilling loot everywhere before they vanish to another area in a burst of black smoke. Your purpose here is unclear, but the rules are painfully simple. Loot, fight, survive, escape, or die and repeat. Your base, your hidey hole, grows stranger every time you return. Construction signs, new clutter, new things to pretend are progress. But you push the ritual forward. Microwave, turn on, reload, chamber, fall, loot. Remember, your gun jams. Complete tasks, your gun jams. Collect items, your gun will jam. Escape, die, forget, fall again, repeat. You find a key. A key to a door that you've always noticed. Papers spilling from beneath it. Inside, a computer, a disk, and a choice you really shouldn't make. If you take the disk, the TVs begin to manifest. Floating CRTs humming like insects, flashing surreal images that bury themselves into your skull. Your hearing bends sideways like someone is rewiring your brain in real time. So you do the one thing Hole has taught you. You raise your gun and... Then the images vanish. The sound collapses. Silence rushes in like a vacuum. You need to leave. Now. But the bagheads are already waiting. White paper bags cinched around like a bad Halloween costume around their necks. Suppressed pistols clutched in their steady hands. Their pockets stuffed with weapon attachment blueprints. The whispers brushing your neck even before you see them. They die easy. Suspiciously easy. Like they were training dummies that forgot they weren't supposed to bleed. Microwave, turn on, reload, chamber, fall, loot. Remember your gun jams. Complete tasks, your gun jams. Collect items, your gun will jam. Escape, die, forget, fall again, repeat. Another fall drops you back into the sewer. Different layout. Same rituals. Same violence. Garbage bags piled high like meat sacks. Narrow corridors dripping with runoff. You thank God you can't smell anything. Another batch of tasks. Another forbidden door. Another computer. Another disk. You take it. The world sinking out from you faster than your brain can track. A sudden low-end burst of static, colored noise punched straight into your perception, whispering through blown-out speakers. You are not alone. That's when you meet the eye faces. If they see you, unearthly gurgling echoes down the tunnel. Run. A voice, drowned mid-scream, right before something unseen exhales pure hellfire toward you. If they stop seeing glowing eyes stitched into the dark. Run. Eyes that never blink, never wander, never forgive. They always know where you are. Paranoia fractures your mind in pieces. You're not even thinking anymore. Just reacting. Just running. You see the microwave. Finally. And you throw yourself toward it like it's the only thing left in this place. The only real thing left in this place. Until the world tears sideways. And the loop just swallows you whole. Microwave. Turn on. Reload. Chamber. Fall. Loot. Remember your gun jams. Complete tasks. Your gun jams. Collect items. Your gun will jam! Escape. Die. Forget. Fall again. Repeat. Then come the apartments. Same routine. Same loop. The layout feels paradoxically claustrophobic and suffocatingly open at the same time. Just another apartment complex. 4 or 5 stories tall. You push through open-air lobbies, vast concrete spaces where sound refuses to travel. Your footsteps feel muted, heavy. Stairwells climb and descend in perfectly ordinary ways. Just another apartment complex, 4 or 5 stories tall. And yet, the repetition makes it feel so wrong. Floor after floor, balcony after balcony, all arranged so neatly they start to blur together. Like a copy of a copy of a copy of a place that once felt real. Just another apartment complex, 4 or 5 stories tall. Until you find the wrong room. It feels familiar in a way. Nightmares feel familiar. Like you've dreamt it 100 times and only now realize it wasn't a dream. The walls are covered in drawings, eyes crossed out, scratched through, burned over, laid on top of each other so many times it looks like the plaster itself is trying not to see. Between the eyes, figures, charcoal silhouettes, human at a glance, jagged and primitive. Cave paintings done by desperate hands before something unknown takes them. You start up the computer. Like you always have. You start up the computer like you always have. You take the disk. You try to leave. The world outside is gone. The screen flickers. Once. Twice. You find a microwave. You start it. And then Hole stops pretending. You move on your own. Your vision tears open like film melting in a projector. Your hands shake even if you aren't the one in control. Something is overriding you. Footsteps approach, fast, broken, slamming against the floor and stuttering off-tempo bursts.
Do not look.
Microwave, turn on, reload, chamber, fall, loot. Remember your gun jams. Complete tasks. Your gun jams. Collect items. Your gun will jam. Escape. Die. Forget. Fall. Again. Repeat. When you finally collect every task, every disc, everything Hole pretended wasn't important, a new door unlocks. The room behind it feels curated, like a museum designed by something that doesn't understand humans, only the things that kill them. And in the center of the room sits a computer, old, dusty, humming. It shows your point of view. A single word pulses at the bottom. Quit. You can click it. You can shoot it. Hold doesn't care. Hole is a surrealist single-player, first-person extraction shooter. Hole is a horror game in disguise. Hole is a lullaby, sung desperately.